Media, and that brings us to this health watch. Social media used by just about everyone these days. The downside is teenagers, even adults who heavily depend on it, could be putting their mental health in danger. So here to talk more about social media dependency is author Wendy Turner. Wendy, good morning to you.
Great morning to you as well. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So we definitely depend on social media. I think just about everyone does nowadays, but some people might say, you know, they're addicted too. Do you think this should be like an actual mental health diagnosis, addiction to social media?
I think with anything where there's an imbalance, we have an issue with, you know, mental health. What I find is that when you look at the psychosocial stages of development, especially when it relates to teens as well as young adults, we have a problem because it is affecting our identity versus our role confusion. It is affecting the way we interact with people, and because of that lack of balance there, it does hinder, I think, some of our stages of development.
Well, I know that there have been some studies, too, that have shown, you know, the more people post or look at Facebook, the worse they feel, yet they keep going back and doing it. So it is sort of like that addiction almost, similar to, some people do compare it to a drug addiction, right?
Cycles of abuse. We know this very well just on research with just women and men and just the interaction of our human condition. Surely it's a problem. So if the known factor, according to statistics and psychology, tells us that the human mind thinks 70% at least negative thoughts a day, surely we're going to attract to that which draws us the negative attention.
And Wendy, how can, you know, heavy use of social media really impact us negatively, both teens and adults?
Well, I think that there's less interaction between people. I was out to lunch with a client, and while we're sitting at lunch, she's on her phone. And I said, wouldn't you think it'd be great if you could just put that down for a moment so we can engage each other? We're losing that human contact. We're losing the idea of understanding what it is to look in someone's eyes. I also think it affects self-esteem in some ways. If you're finding yourself comparing yourself to other things you're seeing on social media. If you're looking at pictures of alcohol and drugs, or the way a female or a male looks in a mirror, or the pictures that they're using to almost sometimes falsify their truth, it does affect a normal person at any given moment, and even me. I've been affected.
Right. And the studies are really inconclusive, too, about, you know, whether excessive use causes depression or whether depressed people are just using social media more, right? I mean, how do you know if you have a problem, if you might be addicted? Because I've definitely found myself, I mean, if I don't have my phone right there with me, I sort of start, you know, to get a little anxious.
True. And that's, I can almost start laughing there because I took a small fall, and the first thing I asked after falling 6 stairs was, is my phone broken?
Okay,
Who does that? We do that. So I think the way to kind of, for me, pointers, get on, do what you need to do on it. For me, it's advertisement. For me, it's I do have a strong following on both Facebook and Instagram. So with that said, I do have I feel a social call to bring positivity to the media with it. So for me, it's purposeful. You get on, you get off. Come back to it if you need to, but put the phones down, put the laptops down. And let me just be honest with you as well, Sally. People are hurting out there, and they're looking for an outlet of something to feed that anguish.
Right. Set those boundaries. Yeah. Give yourself times to check it and times to be off of it.
Right.
Wendy Turner, thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Really good advice. Appreciate it. And time now.